Paul, you know, coming down today here, it's going to be obviously difficult, bit of a tight pitch. Obviously they're going through a bit of a blip themselves at the moment, but you knew coming down here today it was going to be a tough game, but to come away with 2-1 defeat, I mean, can I get your thoughts on that performance today?
Well, it was disappointing. We started well. Disappointing the way we conceded the goals in the first half, to be honest with you. Second goal, the boys are saying, I think it's a dubious handball. Kinner's adamant that it had his chest. And really for them to score 2 back-to-back quick goals, it made it difficult for us. And we didn't respond quick enough. Obviously we scored late on. It's more or less the tale of last year's game, to be honest with you, when it was 2-1. But listen, it's a difficult venue to come to. They keep the game scrappy, and we didn't get any real momentum in the game, which is disappointing.
We started off brightly though, at the very start. We had quite a few chances. I mean, Matthew went down in the box as well for a penalty appeal as well. I mean, we started off quite brightly, but once they got those 2 goals, it's just sort of, they shut up shop.
Well, they killed the game and they took time with the ball coming on, and they're just, as I say, they're a real difficult team to play against. We, in fairness, had most of the lion's share of the second half, but we didn't get at their goal enough. We had 1 or 2 chances, but as I say, they defended for their lives, and it's something that we have to learn about this championship. It's ugly, and you have to do the ugly stuff well. Yeah,
I mean, just want to ask you next time, in the places like this is the place you have to come and try and at least get something.
Well, you have to get points on the road. Fairness to them, they've been a successful championship team the last 2 years. Personally, I wouldn't want to play like the way they play. It's quite aggressive. They're back to front. I know the manager mightn't appreciate me saying that, but at the end of the day, football's football. They're a real difficult team to play against. They're people who manage the game, like Henderson in midfield ran the game, really refereed the game against an unexperienced referee who never really got the grips with the game, which made it difficult for us as well. But the referee didn't beat us today. It was ourselves, to be honest. We didn't do enough. If you want to play these teams, you have to do much more, and there's a lot we can learn from Annagh and what they do and how they do it.
You know, I got to reshuffle the pack again for Tuesday night against Newry. I mean, they're going to be coming up against Premiership side. I mean, well, a good result against them last season in the Irish Cup, but I mean, they're going to be coming up looking for obviously a bit of revenge, but we're looking to obviously try and progress as much as we can in as many competitions as we talked about the other week.
Yeah, well, we had a disappointing result against Ballymacash, which teaches us a lesson, but I made wholesale change. I'm going to eat that day. Probably not be eating Tuesday, but there will be some changes because I want to get people playing on the bench as well because they deserve it, because they're training well. But you're right, it's about competition. Bet McLean, massive to get through and get a good draw. Beauty is that we're at home. Our home form has been good, in fairness. We play quite well at home. We have a nice style, much different to away, but we have to manage our away games better. We come to places like this, the Brandywell, for example, as well, where we haven't come away with anything. And if you want to do well in this league, you have to pick points on the road, and that's the most disappointing thing for me today. Is maybe we should have came out. We should be looking to get a draw out of here, and we didn't. And that's where, as I say, I'm really disappointed tonight.
Obviously, to talk about away from the game today, I mean, just an encouraging to make you're now in the job a year. Funny coincidental, their first game was here. We talked about it before the game today. I mean, now 12 months into the job, I mean, you've made a lot of changes around the place, obviously behind the scenes and obviously on the pitch as well. Can I get your comments finally on today of your first year at the club? I mean, you've obviously made your mark on the club in the last 12 months, but can I get your thoughts personally of how it's went?
Well, there's a lot of people here who are working hard for the club. We've started a lot of initiatives, like we have a community initiative now. You know, we've had a hybrid initiative going on where players we're trying to invest in them in the future. But listen, it's going to take time. As I say, that's the only disappointing thing. You know, we lost 2-1 here last year and we lost 2-1 today. If you want to measure that, that's not progress. But for me, there has been a lot of progress. But that's easy for me to say standing here. But like, you have to win games, I guess, and that's the most disappointing thing today, as we haven't won. If you want to come here, you need to come away with at least a draw, and you make sure that you're hard to beat. And we didn't do enough of them 2 things today.
And finally, I mean, again, obviously, you're here a year. I mean, you obviously made a lot of changes. We've seen a lot of ins and outs. I mean, at the moment now, are you happy with the squad you have, and obviously the progression that we're making over this last 12 months?
Well, I'm happy with the squad because I've signed the players. Are we doing enough? No, we're not. Is there more to come? Most definitely. But as I say, today is a good learning day in places like this. You know, we're only on we're getting into October, and we're still in the first set of games. I call the first 11 games the sparring games because everybody's finding out about everybody. And really, for me, the season kicks off after we have our Dundela game at the end of, on the 10th or 9th or 10th, I think it is. and that's the first 11 games over, and then we can sit down and see where we're at. Now, don't get me wrong, do I want to be in a better place? Of course I do. But at the end of the day, so does 11 other teams. So the thing is, we can't take anything for granted. If you do, then you're beating this game, and that's the thing at the minute. I'm happy with the play, I'm happy with style, we've got good things going, but we need to be hungrier, we have to have more fight, we have to have more game management, and listen, we have to have a wee bit of rub of the green as well. As I say, we didn't get it today because of the game management from some of the Annagh boys, slowing the game up and making it tough, and as I say, we never really get any momentum then, and that was something that the boys have to learn quickly.